Hey YouTube, Tim Percy here. Thought I'd share a little technique I use to sharpen my hooks. I have to admit, up until this season, I really didn't pay much attention to how sharp my hooks were, or for most part, the condition of my hooks. Until one tournament this year, I'd lost multiple strikes on one of my favorite baits, and I didn't think much about it. Thought maybe it was me, maybe it was something else, for whatever reason I wasn't hooking up. I checked my lure, checked the hooks, and they seem relatively sharp, but for whatever reason I kept missing fish. I popped on another lure, similar style but different color. Used that for a while, didn't have any luck with that whatsoever. Not that I was missing fish, it just wasn't getting strikes. So ultimately I decided to take the hooks off of that one and put it on the one that was working, and bam, first strike, fish hooks up. Got a couple other fish after that, so it started me thinking that maybe I need to pay a little bit more attention to my hooks. What I started to do is I started using my Harbor Freight 1x30 belt sander to sharpen my hooks. I purchased a belt sander about a year ago to sharpen all my knives. It's worked great with that. So I thought, let's give it a try with the hooks. And it turned out to be a technique that I really like. It puts a really good point on the hooks, and I usually go through all my, I won't say all my hooks, but a number of the hooks that I think I'm going to be using just before tournament time. Make sure they're in proper condition. At least that way, if I get some bites, I can't blame it on the hooks not being sharp enough for the hookups. So follow along and I'll show you the technique I use. This is just a Harbor Freight 1x30 inch belt sander. I think I purchased it for just over $50. They come on sale every now and again, or you get coupons so you can get them even cheaper. Harbor Freight doesn't sell really fine belts. I think the finest you can get is 220, even that was hard to find. I purchased a number of belts through Amazon. Right now, to sharpen the hooks, I'm using a 1000 grit belt, and this one's actually pretty worn in. I use this setup to sharpen all my knives, so it's gone through a number of knives and the belt is pretty worn, so it's actually perfect to sharpen the hooks. So the technique I use is pretty simple. This is just a treble hook that I took off of one of my lures. It's not in too bad a shape, but it can use a little bit of a touch-up. So I'll walk you through the technique that I use. It's just I hit each hook on 3 sides. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure, very little actually. Just hold the hook on a slight angle against the belt, very limited pressure. Try to follow the angle of the hook the best you can, but I'll hit the one side and I'll hit the other side. So now that I hit both sides, I'm going to come back and hit what I'll call the back side. There you have it, quick and simple. You can get through a treble hook in probably less than a minute. Give you a close-up picture of the hook after it's been sharpened and give you an idea. Yes, you can sharpen them while your treble hooks are still on your lure. It just takes a little bit of manipulating to get the right angle, but it's still very easy to do. There you go. It literally takes that long to sharpen a treble hook. So the technique's even easier with single hooks. There's just a tube jig hook. So it's same technique. Just hit both sides and the back side. Light pressure, and away you go. Nice and sharp.